waterfall in the United States. Volume-wise, the only one being bigger is Niagara Falls. People don't even realize that.
Human history has concentrated around this natural feature in unusual abundance.
Indian people have been at the Willamette Falls since time immemorial, since thought of human people became conscious. We've been there.
Political and economic power and people's livelihoods.
No time to waste here. Did you know that the United States has multiple patents on how to steer and control hurricanes and tornadoes? Yes, this is very real. The exact location of the largest lithium deposit we have in the United States. Now, something to keep in mind while moving forward, ever since we left Afghanistan, we have lost the ability to mine lithium there, where most of it used to come from. Now we are stuck having to fill this insane demand we have for this lithium right here in the United States. Once again, the largest deposit being right over the towns that just got completely destroyed by this hurricane.
Here today in Swannanoa, North Carolina, one of the hardest hit towns by Hurricane Helene. Looks like a tornado came through. There's no government here, there's no FEMA. Flying in and out. Really the most efficient way, the only way to get in and out of here.
And they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home is turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think's gonna happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? In 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric, the US Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock and Vanguard.
In exchange for trees, mills made jobs. For decades, Ray's work looked much like what his father and grandfather knew.
Our log grass came to us 2 city blocks long, all day long. We had trees that were 400 years old.
A single raft could move the load of 100 log trucks.
We would take a whole log, we'd cut her down to small blocks of wood, and then it went to the grinder room and they ground it into pulp. It was a very demanding job, very demanding. The woods of Western Oregon met their demise at this mill, in this room.
When they are deemed dilapidated and unsecured, are they immediately taken? It's others watching. I told them I'd speak for them today, so I'm just trying to figure so they know. In other words, if it's dilapidated unsecured structures, what happens? Do they have a time frame? You have to get it straightened out, or okay, how do you vote to take the property from them? How does that work? I mean, just why the people watching.
Yeah, real short. Chad Davidson, Code Enforcement Superintendent. When a structure's declared dilapidated, they'll immediately have 30 days to come up with a plan of action to remedy the issue on the property. We always are willing to work with property owners to bring the property in compliance. Unsecured is a little different story. Right. We want those properties secured immediately so they do not end up in a dilapidated status. A lot of times unsecured properties end up falling victim to fire, especially as the temperatures change. especially as the temperatures change.
The biggest message that I want to leave for you guys is love and unity. We're at a time right now where we're going to choose which path we take collectively as human beings.